What is up, guys? Marvel Madness here for another episode of Marvel Bros and Friends. Unfortunately, Sin is not going to make it tonight. He had some family emergency come up and he's dealing with that. And so I thought about it and I am going to bring someone of equal knowledge in comics. And we all know him because we send him our comics. None other than Valor Comic Services. What is up, Daniel?
What's up, Josh? Thank you for having me. I'm glad I was able to make it tonight. I'm sorry that Alex isn't hanging out with us, but I'm happy to be here, man.
No, thank you for joining me. I thought about running it solo, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to check out to see if Valor can make it, and you can. So that was awesome. Thank you so much. So
of course, man.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just start the show. Sin's not here, so I won't do the normal opening. And so we're gonna bring in our guest, which is Phil for the win.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, man.
Good. How are you doing, Phil?
Not bad, not bad. Happy to be there. Thanks for the invitation.
Good to have you. Anybody who doesn't know Phil, he just completed his registered set of the 1995 inaugural edition Marvel Metal. And it's all PSA graded 10, which congratulations on that. I know Spidey Hits had you on his show, and I had already kind of previously wanted to get you on, but more so to talk about collecting in general and kind of maybe what you're after this set you completed. See if there's something that's piquing your interest that's coming down the pipeline, and just talk just Marvel cards and comics in general. So thank you for being here.
Thanks a lot. So you want me to talk about my collection again, or
So we won't do that, but okay. I did want to ask, when did you, in your mind, figure out that you were going to try to go for this whole set, PSA 10 graded?
Yes, back 2 years ago, in 2021, beginning of the summer 2021, when I got back into cards and Marvel cards. I didn't know much about the PSA, Beckett, and all the other grading company. And I had this set, a binder set, when I was a kid. I was at school, and during lunch break, we used to have an hour to go play in the backyard, and we were just trading cards with other kids.
So you did collect cards when you were younger?
I collect awesome. all the time when I was younger, hockey cards and Marvel cards, and nice. So the peak got there. So one of the guy I work with, he got into cars, and I start looking at Marvel stuff again, and that's where I saw Justin videos. I saw you doing other break, and I bought my first card. It was in June 2021. Picked up a few down the road, and it was very last summer. I had maybe 50 of them, and I say, okay, let's go for all the set, but they don't pop very often because there's only 10,000 of them on the PSA pop report compared to 90 MU, where they're 80,000 maybe. So pop report is pretty low, so it took me a long time, but
What was the card that brought you back? You said you bought your first card in 2021.
Yeah,
it was a certain card that you saw?
It was the Venom base card.
Okay.
And after that, at the same time, the X-Men 2020 came out, and I was looking at video every night. I used to watch Cards of Metal. He was doing huge box break, he was breaking case, and I was watching that for hours. And after that, I realized they pulled. I saw that on the Facebook group. They pulled the Venom the first one I bought, but in the buyback. So I said, what's that? Like
what is that?
Number 210. So yeah,
I gotta get that.
I tried to get that. And we saw a Wolverine. I remember I reached out to you because I know you like
showed
Wolverine.
me. Yes.
You like Wolverine a lot.
Yep.
So
I appreciated that.
And I managed to pick up a lot of them. I'm missing 5 actually to complete.
Missing 5.
Yeah.
What 5 are you missing? You never know. Someone watching this may have one that you're missing, and we can.
Yeah.
I'm missing the checklist. I'm missing. There's some low popular one like Blade. I can't remember. Penance. But the funny thing about this one, Penance, is there's a guy who lives in Australia. He owns 7 of the 10 cards. For some reason, he decided to just collect this one. And me, I was collecting like the big names, and he got this one. So
this guy has 7 of 10 of Penance.
Yeah, he did that with
wow,
the Judas Traveler one and the M from X-Men. M, the character M, the girl.
Yeah.
He collect these 3. And I think he has like 7 of them from the 3 character, but I don't have Penance. So there's only 3 out there that's in the world somewhere, maybe in a case, or someone has it but doesn't know what's the.
Well, I'm gonna pop back to you real quick. I want to pop into chat because there's some chat things going off.
Yeah, it sounds like I need to connect with a guy in Australia. We'll be like the only collectors that collect Generation X characters. I collect Husk, which no one else cares about. So
yeah,
me and him can be friends.
A couple shout outs. Got Kellen on here. What's up, Kellen? My nephew, and then Cafe Chromos. What's up? Derpa-doo. Good to see you, buddy. Armando in the house. INJR, what is going on? And As Collectibles, what is up, man? Thanks for coming in, joining us in the chat. Appreciate it. We're just talking to Phil about, and that's what I wanted to kind of talk about, Phil, real quick. But before we go into that, I want to just talk about some pickups that I just had. Like me and Sin always do, we like to talk about our pickups for the week. What is going on, Swami? And yeah, so I guess without further ado, this is I'm gonna show you what I got. So here we go. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this real quick. Go back to that. All right. I forgot to get my camera out, so.
It's okay. What's up, Brittany? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on your Friday evening.
What is going on, Brittany? Brittany in the house. Okay. Extra camera. There we go. I was like, where is it? Okay. All right. Can you see that, guys?
Yeah, got it.
All right. Here we go. Sorry about that. Queen of Marvel has arrived. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
What a compliment.
All right. So I got a couple Marvel pickups and a couple surprise pickups. Kind of, if you guys have seen the thumbnail, you saw some of the Super Mario stuff. We are going to talk about Super Mario Brothers a little bit. Even open some wax packs. So first up, I actually think I actually messaged you first with this there, Daniel. But it was about this comic right here.
Yeah.
And I was able to pick that one up. And it seems like a pretty good copy. I don't know what grade it would be. I'm definitely not one to look at something and say, but corners are kind of dinged, so I don't even know if I'd get a 9. But I just wanted to get it. So I think this corner right here, just a little bit is coming up right here. It's coming up a little bit.
So that could be referred to a binary tear, which happens in manufacturing. That won't count against the grade.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
It's a common defect.
Is it? Okay. All right. And then we got this one. I don't know if you saw that one.
I did not, but that's a beautiful cover.
Man, that was an awesome cover. It's got Domino and Wolverine in it. I actually showed this to TBC Breaks Nathan, and I was like, "Man, this is a sick cover," because he likes Domino, and I sent that to him. I'm like, "Dude, I just picked one up. If you haven't had one, you better pick one up."
Well, hopefully Upper Deck will use that image from that cover and put it on a card for you one day soon.
Yeah. That image is pretty cool. All right. So a few pickups here. A few more pickups, I guess. I want to show you guys this. This sent me. I didn't pick this up. These are bonus cards.
These are nice cards. The turtle.
You got me that one. Looks like caught in the middle. A Mickey type of one. And then looks like that's from X-Men Series 2. And then a Pokemon card.
Hey, a reverse hollow Pokemon card.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Where the card is hollow, but the character's not. So reverse.
Oh, yeah. And then we got that one too. Cool. So those are just basic. And then this is the card that came with that.
That's a good pickup, Dirt. That's a great comic book cover.
Right here.
All right. What grade is that?
This is a 9. So it's a 1989 Topps Nintendo. And it says Mario Madness.
So does that like resonate with you even more because it's madness on it?
That's why I actually picked it up too. Man, do you remember that there was a game, Mario Madness?
You utilize our resources and find an artist to like pay a homage to that. Just get like a little animated small Wolverine and have him do Marvel in the same font and just
that would be sick, right? And then just put Marvel Madness. Yeah, I might have to look into that. That would be pretty cool. Maybe I could put some sort of little picture of me right here, and that's my card, and then I'll just sign it. People want that card of mine. Just kidding.
That would be a cool business card, though.
No.
You do shows and stuff like that, and you wanted to hand out your card like that to people. That
would be cool for sure. All right, and then I got this here. This is kind of a unique card because I don't know where it comes from, but it basically said, I think it came with a game, but I wasn't too positive. But release date May 15th, 1987, and then platform is Nintendo. And this is the Mario Brothers. So this is when this game specifically came out, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was a game card that came with the cartridge or something similar. So it was pretty unique. I hadn't seen it anywhere, and I saw this pop up, and I'm like, dude, I'm just going to pick it up. It looks cool. So that's what I did. And then last but not least, Spidey Hits showed his part of this. If you did watch Spidey's channel, this last show, he talked about a partial trade that he did, purchase trade type thing that happened between me, him, and another guy, where he purchased a Spider-Man off this guy, and I purchased a Wolverine, and this is the Wolverine I got.
Oh, nice!
It is numbered right here. It's numbered to 50. Right there, and it is definitely, it's from Marvel Avengers, Flare Ultra Marvel Avengers, and it's rainbow foil of Wolverine, classic Wolverine, yellow suit, and it was just a sick card. I know my buddy Scandell Cards and Comics, those who know him, he actually has this card too, but I had to pick it up as a Wolverine collector, and I was happy to get that in my collection. So
absolutely, man. That's a great card.
Cool pickup. So appreciate that.
What's the back of that card look like? Yeah.
The back? So this is the back. It's got the same artwork as the front. Logan ran into the new Avengers in the Savage Land. They took fire from a SHIELD team led by Yelena Bolevo. Steve Rogers stopped Logan from killing her, but Maria Hill showed up, left him with no one to question. Wolverine joined the Avengers, and Rogers voiced his doubts. So it just kind of talks about how he, I guess, joined or aligned with the Avengers. So, what is up, Marvel Cards? How's it going, bud? So that's what I got. We can probably hold off on the packs real quick. Do you have any pickups, Valor? I know I talked to you about this. It does not have to be Marvel related. Just kind of want to see what you've been getting into.
Full disclosure.
And all that jazz. So
I kind of had a busy week. I may have shown this on the roundtable, but I do have a comic cut. This is
Let me make you big. Sorry.
All right. No, you're good.
There you go.
So here you've got a comic cut. This is from Amazing Spider-Man number 4. The comic itself features the first appearance of the Sandman, and this cut is actually the first panel appearance of Sandman.
Nice.
It's also numbered, so on the number, you're not going to see it, but
yeah, you're good. You're good. You just
anyway, it's there. There's numbered there, but
it's numbered to what?
This is 48 out of 53.
Okay, nice.
But with it being a comic cut, the image that's on this panel is a unique one of one. Each comic panel has a different piece of art involved into it, so it's going to be different on each go.
That's cool. Not
Marvel. I got a Mewtwo V. This is a PSA 9.
Hey, just to let you know, I want a Mewtwo PSA 10 in my personal collection at one day. I don't care what kind of Mewtwo it is, but I do want one. So
word. I'll help you out with that then. And then action figure wise, I got 2 figures this week. I've got from Mafex. This is from their Hush storyline. It's Huntress. Mafex makes incredible action figures. Like their Gambit figure is one of the best action figures you could possibly get ever.
That is cool.
Then comic wise, it's a homage cover. But I've got Spawn 226, which is a homage to Incredible Hulk 340, where you have Wolverine.
Oh yeah, I saw that the other day. I saw that.
Yeah. So I got a run of the homages where you have this one featured
here.
That's cool. Homage to The Walking Dead. So The Walking Dead number 1 would be the same cover of that, but this one is for Spawn. And then you got an Action Comics homage where Spawn's destroying the car.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
And I think
that's homage to the very first Action Comics, right?
Right. So there's a whole run through Spawn that starts at, I want to say 221. It goes like 221 to 229, where each comic cover is a homage to some iconic previous cover. And it's just a fun run. It's got a very short print run to it, so it's highly collected by Spawn fans.
That's cool. It looks like Marvelous Cards has Loving the Wolverine Spawn mix. I have the Black Panther Wolverine in a 9.6. So
nice.
That's very pretty awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and then Marvelous Cards, he's stacking 9mm, old school stacking 9mm. He says that he's doing the same thing. He's been purchasing Pokemon lately. So you're not the only one, man. Like I mean, I've always been into some of these other genres, I guess is what I would say, especially like Pokemon, because I want to show love to the hobby as a whole, you know? So
right. And like my new enthusiasm for Pokemon is just from doing different conventions and shows where there's a ton of people coming up and just enjoying that hobby that is Pokemon cards. Like little kids will come up and they're excited about it. So it's not necessarily me going where the grass is greener on the other side or anything like that. Just going, the grass is greener where there's water.
I like what Marvelous says, just to hedge a little, because that's really what you want to do is like, you know, if something's down or something's just not getting the spark, go to something that's hot. Because what happens is you pick that up, you can let's say pick some up, you grade them, get the high grade, you sell those, and then you ultimately collect, those to get later down the road stuff that you really want and the bigger stuff. So
right, you got to have your hobby pay for your hobby.
Exactly. We're always saying that, right?
Yeah.
That is cool. And then even Brittany has some coming. I remember her saying too. So that's awesome. So this is great. This is awesome.
Proves my point.
Yep. I do have just maybe future is I do have a full Pokemon Go box that I purchased a while back. I was gonna like sell it on whatnot, but I think I have a lot more fun doing it and just myself. So I'm probably gonna invite Valor Comic Services, and we're gonna do a show on Pokemon. So
okay, whenever you're ready,
let's definitely do that.
there's a set called Evolving Skies, which is highly popular. There's a certain Umbreon card that comes from that set that just raw sells for $500.
Oh wow!
And you're talking about like a modern card with that value tops the old first day set, and that's what people know and normally want to go for.
I don't know what AMJR616 is meaning by that, but I don't know.
You're welcome to drop a comment if you want to go into more detail and explain it, and we'll chat about it. You want to, you can hop on here, we'll all chat about it.
Yeah, for sure. But no, let's go ahead and go back to Phil for the win.
What's your favorite Pokemon, Joshua?
My favorite Pokemon like character or
yeah, like you like Wolverine, but for
Pokemon. Yeah, no, you're good. So in Pokemon, I mean, obviously, I've seen like some movies. I was never into Pokemon at all, right? But while just being around the hobby and everything like that, I mean, I do like the whole Charizard thing, and everybody talks about Charizard and all that stuff. But I'd rather have like a big Mewtwo card or something like that. I think I like Mewtwo. Pikachu has always been a favorite of mine, but I think Mewtwo's more mystical, I feel. And I just like, it's just kind of amazes me sometimes. So that's, if I went to Pokemon stuff, I'd probably more get Mewtwo stuff.
Do you want to know what's interesting about that comment, Josh?
What?
Like everything you just said about Pokemon and how it correlates with Marvel. So with Marvel, Spidey's the top tier character that's collected. I think that's like, without question. So Charizard is Spider-Man.
Yeah, sure.
Mewtwo is Wolverine.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, yeah, for sure.
Onyx, is he popular? It's not popular on this one. Onyx?
It's popular. It's popular because of the cartoon.
Because it was my favorite one. I don't know much about Pokemon, but when I was watching younger, I like this one. But I don't know Mewtwo. I never saw him in the cartoon.
Well, he came out in like the animated movie, like the first big animated movie. They put him in. It's a gangster movie. Like they got it on Netflix. It's like a revamped version that's all 3D. It's pretty cool.
So I kind of get what AMGR is kind of saying. Okay. Every single genre has a following, and a lot of people have history in collecting, right? And then you find people that come in that's new to the hobby, and it's sometimes hard as an old school, let's say an old school Pokemon collector, to let people into the whole collecting part when all they're going after are these top tier characters or what's really hot and all that stuff. And all they want to do is maybe complete runs of sets or runs of characters and all that stuff. And so it kind of makes them harder to collect, I guess, at the time. But every single collectible, just known in history, it's healthy to grow. Like growing is a healthy thing. And so bringing more people in, obviously there will be more sets and all that stuff, but rarity is always going to be there. Prices may go up because as the demand goes up, the supply goes down, or supply goes up, demand goes down. So it just depends on supply and demand. But in this case scenario, I'm a big believer myself, Marvel Madness. I am a big believer in growing the hobby, and I want more kids to come into the hobby and more kids to learn about this stuff. And so if we're not gaining knowledge as maybe parents, or gaining knowledge as hobbyists, or people that like the hobby and talk about it, some people won't know about it. And so that's kind of why I do what I do, is because I enjoy it. So you have anything to add to that, Valor?
Yeah, because that's a very similar experience on how I even got into Marvel cards. Because before I was on a platform with you guys where I could hold a conversation about it, I didn't know nothing. Like, if I were to come on here and Phil's talking about 95 Marvel, I would just be like, that's cool. Like, thumbs up. But I wouldn't know anything about the sets. I wouldn't know anything about a buyback. If you brought up what a buyback was, wouldn't know, right? Well, locally, I press books out of a storefront, and someone brought in a ton of Marvel cards and binders. And then he was like, hey, I got these in. You want to check them out with me? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I'm just going through. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I see Marvel cards. I know they're in the 90s, but I don't know what's special about them. So from that experience, I had to go research and start watching Boxbreaks and start asking questions to educate myself. So now next time when someone brings in a binder, I can be like, okay, well, that's 93 Marvel Masterpieces. It's not a complete set. You're missing major cards here or there. It's been cherry picked. Here's 94 MM. Here's 94 Flair Ultra X-Men. Here's 95 Flair Spider-Man, so forth and so on. And then that even had to carry over to Pokemon, where recently we did a show, and like my partner, he's not with me. So kids are coming up and asking questions like, hey, do you have me on? And I'm like, I don't know what that is. We have Charizard right here.
Yeah. No, and I do get that part as far as knowledge goes. Like, it's hard to talk to someone that doesn't know much about it, but there's just kind of starting into it. But I don't ever want to push those people away, but I do get what JR is saying, because at the same time, you want people to do their own research and do their own, gain knowledge themselves about the whole product before jumping into something, right? You want to do your own research, and that I would never not to tell you to do your own research before you wanted to start to jump in anything that I've gotten into. It's been kind of more nostalgic for me as far as what I like to collect. Obviously, I'm just mainly Wolverine, but I mean, I like Batman too. Like, and Wolverine and Batman do a whole mixture, Dark Claw, and right. I love that, and I think anything that interests people, I feel you have an ability to just come in and just make yourself happy, because that's what the hobby should do, is make you happy, right? So
right. Like, I do want to bring up this comment real quick for you to address, where it's saying $30 a pack for Marvel cards priced out kids getting into it. Now, we do have like blaster boxes that are now more widely available at Target and Walmart, but it's still $30 a box, as opposed to having that ability to spend $4 or $5 for a pack of, like, say, Pokemon cards.
Yeah, and I think it depends on where you live, right? And if it's accessible, because some of the shops around me, they'll actually open boxes of Marvel and pack it out, right? So you can buy packs for a certain amount, but it is correct that Marvel, because of just popularity and because of where we are today, packs aren't like 99 cents anymore. They're not a couple dollars anymore. They're more $10, $5, $10, $15 a pack,
Right. So. And of course, serial numbers is the biggest thing that affects those pricing, because it's a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Whenever you have record numbers of, a gold PMG sells for XYZ, it's going to raise all ships on that one,
Oh, for sure. How about you, Phil? How do you feel about just different parts of the hobby, and are you interested in any of it? And
I'm from where I'm from, our main sports is hockey for us.
Yes.
So
yes.
I have a lot of stuff. I sold a lot to buy the Marvel cards, but I kept a lot, and I'm still like looking at it all the time. But yeah, I just prefer the Marvel stuff now than sports stuff. I like sports stuff, but what I don't like is like new guys like in the sport, like a rookie, for example, is just getting drafted, not even put the skate on the ice one time, and his rookie card is I don't know, $500. And from my childhood, like all the goats, all the best player, their rookie card, like they were nothing because they mass produced these cards like during my time. So, but I'm a huge Ovechkin fan. I don't know if you know him. You don't know?
I don't know hockey.
Alexander Ovechkin. Okay, all right.
I don't. I wish I did, but I don't.
It's like he's gonna break the gold record probably in a year or two for all time. I have a lot of stuff from him, but for Marvel cards, like a 95 medal is just like a nostalgia thing for me, and it's done. But I have some other stuff too, like from 2020 X-Men, 2022 Spider-Man medal. I have only one card. I want to have more, but
don't you have some Deadpool PMGs from X-Men?
Yeah, I do have. I do have like the. I can show you something if you want.
Yeah. Please do.
Yes, I like a little box. I want to grade stuff. This one This one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Awesome. That's a great one, dude.
That's a green Mr. Sinister.
What?
Don't talk about that to Daniel. He's like, what?
My favorite X-Men villain is the Juggernaut. The green.
Oh, that's a great card. Do you prefer that? So that's the high series. Do you prefer the high series over the low?
No, man, I prefer this one.
Oh.
Oh, well, sorry I asked.
And yeah, you talked to me about the blue one, but I have the red, but it's not graded yet.
Oh, the red one's such a great card.
And
because it creates like a color match for that character, like how Deadpool would be the same thing, having a red PG for Juggernaut.
This one. Do you see them?
That's the red. That's the pink, right?
Yeah, the pink is the alpha. I have one of. You don't.
Oh, you have the alpha, 1 of 75. Wow.
And the omega, 100 of 100.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah. So I have some other stuff too, and like all the buybacks. Like I have like these are all buybacks.
And now I was gonna just touch on that.
Yeah.
So you have the whole 95 set, but you also have very close to a full set on the buybacks, correct?
Yeah. Well, the buybacks. The thing is, there's only 118 cards out of the 138 cards.
Yeah, because some were taken out because
like the Fantastic Four,
they were banned and all that,
and Galaxies.
Right.
So and I'm missing only 5, like I said. So
okay, that's so cool, man. I so those who know Phil, I mean, this is something that he wants in his personal collection. So if you guys have any metal buybacks, reach out to him. Definitely he's looking for the full set. And can you imagine if you graded them all and then went after the 10s of that?
This is the plan, to grade them all.
It's your lifetime goal.
It's not gonna 10 for sure, but 8s and some 9s probably. Maybe
that's cool.
A few 10s.
It'll still look cool graded though.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's awesome.
So with that set, while you were building your set, did you specifically try to buy cards that were already graded, or did you try to find the cleanest version of that card you could to submit for grading yourself?
You mean like the base card, like from the one that? No, I graded maybe, I don't know, 30 or 35 of them, and the rest I just bought online, like already PSA 10s. Okay. When the pop report is very high and they're not too expensive and I don't have them, I just buy them. If it's low and it's like people are gonna sell it like for $500. I'm not gonna buy the base card for $500, even if it's a pop 2 or 3. But so I try to grade them. So. But I bought maybe 75% already PSA 10 and 25% myself.
Yeah, that's so cool though that you're able to do that. So for sure.
Well, that's how you got to do it, especially if you have that hyper focus on specifically wanting the grade of those cards. That just saves you so much more time. And
for the silver flasher, it's just better to buy it, honestly, because you're gonna grade 10 card and you're gonna receive 1 PSA 10. That's the like ratio for these ones.
Yeah,
it's pretty. They're pretty tough. It's great.
One thing too that I think I talked to you a while back about was the 2013 Fleer Retro, the 1995 throwbacks that have different art on them. Do you remember talking about that with me a while back? And
yeah, I like those ones.
You didn't know too much about it and everything when I first talked to you about it, but I think there's only like 38 cards or so in that set.
Yeah, like the PMG set. It's the same thing. Like
yes, yeah. So what? That's 40. Was it 42?
I think it's 42, something like
42
that.
then.
It's not the high number. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is. It's the base metal set of the PMGs. Really, is what it is.
Hard to get a PSA 10 or a 10 or on these, huh? Because they're so rare, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think I graded 2 of the Wolverines and got PSA 9s.
The Deadpool, the Deadpool and the Wolverine are the best, I think, on these ones.
Yeah,
I think
with the 2013 Fleer Retro set, I feel it didn't have as good quality control as the 95 metal. For some reason or another, the way that the manufacturer made the 95 metal, it was phenomenal. I mean, you'll find that there's some peeling and all that stuff and everything, but mainly if they're clean and crisp and they're put in a good environment, they're perfect.
Yeah. I wish I was collecting during that time, but unfortunately I was away on mission or at the other side of the world, so I was not collecting during that time.
Phil, I've got a question for you. So you have pretty specific tastes when it comes to curating your collection.
Yeah.
And since you already dabbled into the X-Men metal set quite a bit, would you ever go for platinum portraits?
I have one here. I have only one.
I have one here.
I guess who it is the Juggernaut.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I want. Yeah, there's too much stuff.
Could you see yourself at any point collecting just Juggernaut cards?
I was collecting him a lot, and they don't release anything yet from him since the X-Men metal, I think.
Yeah.
I was looking at the one of one, like your Mr. Sinister that you get. The
purple FX.
No, it's too much. It's still on ComC like for $10,000. There's no way. No.
That card ain't worth that.
Don't know how much you paid for your Mr. Sinister, but yeah, you're lucky you got this one.
I think I'll be honest about it. I think I paid like $1,800 for my Sinister, and that was still during like the peak whenever
on ePack, or you bought it on ePack or
no, so it was on eBay. Like I got it on eBay, and before we had started, I asked you this question: if you had the 2015 blue PMG of Bullseye. Well, when I started my adventure into Marvel cards, that was like the first big PMG that I bought. Like I bought it secondhand because the set's been out for years. But I got that, and I really loved that card. I love the color match of blue with Bullseye. The artwork that's used for that Bullseye card is just freaking killer. I'm trying to remember the artist on it because it's not Frank Miller, but he does a lot of work with Frank Miller, especially in like the Wolverine series and then the Dark Knight. The name escapes me, but he did the artwork for that card. And then I put it on eBay just to see if it would sell because PMGs were just going at new prices every day. So I sold it, and it ended up being purchased by Steve Aoki.
Oh, yeah.
So he bought it, and I was shocked, and I got a good bit of money on it. And then the next day, I was on eBay looking, and then that Sinister High Series 1/1 was listed, and I was like, "Well, I only got to throw in like a few $100, and I might be able to get a 1/1." So I just put in a max bid, didn't think I'd get it, and won the auction.
That's awesome.
That's cool, man.
That's way cool. There's been a couple messages in the chat. Just a little bit of love for some of the 95 stuff, 95 Hunters and Stalkers. From, I believe that set was 1995 Flare, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, with the Wolverine cover on the I had the binder, like the yellow binder with Wolverine on it.
For sure. And then there was the Lethal Weapons, which was out of the 1995 Chromium set. If you remember that.
That one?
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
I had that binder.
Yeah.
The Wolverine and this one, the insert, like you just said the name. What's the name again? The Hunter Stalker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men is what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wolverine, I like that a lot. If someday I can find a PSA 10 or 10, I want it.
And then
95 Ultra X-Men was like, that was a set that I remember looking at as a kid. So whenever I would like think of people talking about Marvel cards, that's what my mind always went to.
Oh yeah.
Set. Like the Cyclops from that set.
Yeah.
You know, he's like up on the cliff and he's doing that classic Cyclops pose.
Oh yeah.
Best Cyclops card there is.
And when I was a kid, like the Spring Break cards, I was just like, oh man, those Spring Break cards with Storm and Psylocke and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That 95, that was pretty sick too. So there's a couple other ones here. Let's see. Stacking 9mm said he got outbid by Aoki a lot.
Got outbid, yeah, a lot. Me too.
I'm sure
we weren't talking about the Purple FX 101. No, he was talking about the Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crockpot had a question for you.
Okay.
You collect different characters than most others. What's the story to why you collect the people you collect, Valor?
Honestly, it's just my personality. I normally go against the grain. Whatever's popular, I always have to go find something different than the masses. I've always been that way. With Sinister, I always like the villains. To me, the best part of any story is your villain. You look at the movies, you know, The Dark Knight is so good because you have Heath Ledger's Joker. Dark Knight Returns is good because of Bane. Everything else is kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and that carries over. So the villains always catch my attention, you know, especially in X-Men where you've got Apocalypse, Juggernaut, Sinister, Sabretooth, Mystique. Like all of these villains have stories that are so deep and rich. And like they're bad people. Like especially Sabretooth, like he'll kill you. Mystique will kill you. And I just was always attracted to that. I like the darkness. You know, you got that quote where like monsters are real, they're inside of us. So I like that aspect of it. And I like art. Like more than anything, I just like art. And most of the time, those images are always deep and illustrated. And you can appreciate it in a way that's not shiny and glamorous that everyone else appreciates.
I am JR. If you go ahead and message me what you need left, I can facilitate that if you pay for shipping. So, okay. Wait, what was that?
Aoki just completed.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I think Lego Zach had a question for you. Why do you collect Tusk?
So in 1994, Marvel Masterpieces is a very special set. And like how we were talking about, like with the 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men, the 94 Masterpieces, didn't know they were Masterpieces at the time of what they were. They were just cards. But my oldest brother, he had Marvel cards. He collected them. Well, he had a set of the 94 Masterpieces. One of those cards being Husk. And I'll go ahead and get a picture pulled up. That way we can have a frame of reference. Some people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Some people don't. But we'll pull that thing up. Get that thing going. Present. Sure. There we go. So this is the card I'm talking about. 1994 Marvel Masterpieces Husk. As a kid, I remember seeing that card and just thinking that it was special, right? Well, that's because I'm a 7-year-old kid that doesn't know which way is up, and that's a half-naked woman. So you just have that like, ooh, that's what a woman's supposed to look like. So it was just embedded in my head, sexy woman, Husk. And then just grow up later and you're like, you know what? I like Husk. And then you become a character collector and then everything else is something else.
I mean, that card was kind of funny. You did a box break with Spidey like way earlier on 2021. And it was this whole 1994 Masterpieces set. And the very, very, very last card of the whole freaking box break was this card. That's all I remember about it.
Yeah. So it was actually Justin's first time doing Marvel card content. It was his first box break. It was 94 Masterpieces. And he had his brother Dustin with him. So, of course, they're looking for Gambit cards. And at that point in time, a gold sig parallel for Black Panther at a PSA 10 was selling for like $2,000 or $3,000. So he was hunting for the gold sigs on them. And he got 2 or 3 Black Panthers, and I'm in the background watching them. I'm like, you know what? I like this set. I know Husk. If you pull a Husk, I'd like to have Husk. And then they're opening all of them, and then they just never could pull a thing or pull a thing of Husk or whatever. So then by the time they get to the end of the box break, the very last card pulled was Husk.
That was cool seeing that. I actually thought they were like, I was like, man, they like set it up because like the whole time you were talking about Husk, and like this Husk card wasn't coming up, and it being the last card, I'm like, did I see sleight of hand there? What's going on?
No, it happened.
But no, nothing like that happened. That was cool.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then me and Justin talk about it later. He was like, "You were supposed to be in Marvel cards a year earlier than you were."
Yeah. Derper said he saw the low, which is actually a cool card of the Spider-Man metal, the low series Spider Woman, and the first words out of his nephew was like inappropriate or something. It's kind of funny. So
wait till he sees Tiger.
Yeah. What do we see? Marvelous Card says I can relate to Valor. Had massive thing for Psylocke. Still do, and found a wife that looks like her.
I feel like that, man. Whatever.
Props to you, dude. Psylocke was my woman actually. As far as collecting goes, when I knew I was kind of collecting Wolverine, I collected Psylocke cards too. I actually have a bunch of Psylocke cards that are low numbered. I think I have a Premier 2017 of Psylocke and some cool cards. But the more I got into Psylocke, I just didn't like the art. I wasn't in love with a lot of the art.
I know you drew a sketch card and you sent me the picture of it.
Yeah, and it looked bad. So I was like, after that, I was like, I cannot collect Psylocke anymore. And so it was funny because I saw a couple Spider-Woman cards. I can't remember what set it was from. I think one was from 2015 Flair Retro, and it was a 1994 Flair throwback, and it was Spider-Woman in kind of like a shadow. And I'm like, holy crap, like Spider-Woman looks hot. And so I was like, I'm going to probably switch to Spider-Woman just because of that card. And that's what I started doing. And so I'm definitely pro Spider-Woman now. So.
I'm calling you to comment real quick with
your second one is still Psylocke.
Look up 95 Flare Storm.
Right there.
Nice.
Yep. I've seen the buyback of this card listed a few times.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
So I think it's safe to say, like the three of us that are on this video, we're all fans of buybacks, right?
Oh yeah,
I like that.
I know. I know. What's funny is I know Nathan is not,
Right.
because he just
And
thinks it's stupid. But
well,
like
I totally get the reasoning as to why. I
Yeah.
mean, like, where's a card within reach? Like, say this Dark Phoenix card, right? Like, same set, 95 Flare X-Men. So this card's like a quarter. There's nothing to it. But you put a gold stamp on it, same exact card. Now it's worth $500.
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
it's literally manufactured scarcity. That's the downside to a lot of Marvel cards that other people, like other collectors for other hobbies, they don't like that. They don't like serial numbers. They don't like that a corporation is putting stamps on cards and kind of pushing certain things your way to where you feel like you have to collect something just because it's numbered. I totally get not liking that.
Correct. No, I understand.
But then as a collector and, as an addict, I'm like, but there's less of them in the world. Now I have to have one. Well, he left us. It's you and me, Philip.
No, he left. He has power, I think.
It's all good. So now that you've got the 95 metal set, what's next on your list? Like, is there another set you're going to chase to try to grade out?
I tried a Silver Flasher, but it's like a slow project. Like, I'm not in a rush.
Right.
I really like the metal, so I don't know. I wait a little bit. I want to pick up some of the Spider-Man 2022. There's some card that I felt in love with, like the Venom, the Carnage.
Oh yeah, and then both of those cards just sold.
Sorry about that, guys.
On eBay. Like the Venom Low Series, that one just sold for I think $490 on an auction. The red PMG, and then the red PMG of Low Series Carnage sold for around $250.
Yeah, I like the Null a lot.
Yes, that Null card is sick.
Yeah, I like
Noel's fairly new character too. I mean, he's
pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess. Like, would you say that Noel was really from these modern card sets? There wasn't an early Noel card in the 90s.
Well, Noel didn't exist yet.
Yeah, Noel's a fairly new character. Is what my point is.
Yeah.
But when did Noel come out in the comics?
I want to give you an exact date on that because I can tell you what issue it was. It was Venom number 3.
Phil, Captain Crockpot wants to know if you've graded any PMGs.
Any PMGs? No.
Yeah, I don't think he's graded any Crockpot.
I have a few, but they're not graded. The only one I have is the Juggernaut 2015, the blue one.
Yeah.
2018 is when Noel first appeared.
I had the Thanos and the Magneto 2015, but I saw
Lego Zach said 2016, but I wouldn't know. So
yeah, August 2018 is Noel's first appearance.
All right, cool. Yeah, the Hunters and Stalkers from the 90s, that was a great insert set. 90s just had some great insert sets, I would have to say. I mean, the 95 metal was one of my favorite all-time classic nostalgic sets. Like, it's a lot of people's, because the quality control was great, but I also like the Flare, the 1994 and 1995 Flare because of how thick the cards were. I mean, we think about the new Fleer Ultra sets, right?
Yeah.
And that they're so thick, and we thought that was a premier set back in the 90s because, to be honest, it was. The pack was like $5, and that was huge. It's like, wow, that pack is $5 when the other packs were like not even that. So it was pretty cool. And the way that it was packaged was kind of premier as well, where they had in the whole hobby box, they had all the smaller boxes, and in the smaller boxes, they had the small little package. Totally remember that as well. So,
but you asked me what I want to do later on, but I want to wait for the masterpiece. I don't know when this one is coming up, the new masterpiece.
The new masterpiece set.
Yeah, when? Next year or what?
It's supposed to be this year.
This year. Okay.
I've talked to Spidey just kind of off the cusp, and he doesn't really know anything either. They just kind of tell us that we will see it later on in the year, is all we know. And I think the last of the sketch cards, I guess, were sent to Upper Deck just recently, and that's the information that I received from that I knew about. So as far as I can tell, it's that. There are rumors that he might be coming from the Magic side. So there could be someone that's coming from that Magic realm, with all the Magic artists and stuff for Magic cards. And I think that would be huge, because there's some cool artists out there. I mean, I have my own speculation of who it is and everything like that. But I feel that it's going to be someone that you're just going to be like, wow, this is great stuff.
I want to put this comment up really quick because it's a good point. If DC did what Marvel has done with their cards, would there be hype? Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Batman and Joker into PMGs.
I'll be honest, man. If I had a blue Superman, I'd go nuts. Sorry.
Right.
I'm just like, or red. Doesn't matter if it's red or blue, right? Blue or red Superman PMG, Precious Metal Gem, would be mind blowing to me.
Even the same opportunity as having a color match a green Joker.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Batman villain?
Me or Josh?
Yeah, you, rather.
Bane.
I know you like. Huh? Bane? Yeah. Me, it's Two-Face. I always like him.
That's cool. My favorite's probably Riddler.
Riddler? No.
Yeah. I like Riddler.
Well, did you like the way Riddler was portrayed in the Batman?
I
would have to say the only. Well, okay. Which one? Which Riddler?
Jim Carrey. Yeah.
Jim Carrey, or the newest one?
No, the new one where they turned it into like almost a Saw movie.
What's funny about the question that you ask, if you asked my boys, they would hands down say the new one.
Right.
The new Riddler. The way that the old Riddler was, it was a bit cheesy.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Jim Carrey, because I grew up with In Living Color, and that was my jam. You know, when I was younger, I loved that stuff, and so I fell in love with Jim Carrey from the beginning. So anything that he made, he couldn't ever, diminish for me in the movies for myself.
So did you and your boys ever watch the Batman animated series, either the one from the 90s with Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy?
So I've seen bits and pieces of that, but more so there was the new Batman series with the ninjas and all that. We watched that.
Okay.
And that was one that I enjoyed watching with my youngest. It was pretty cool. Oh, okay. Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something. Love it. I loved Fire Marshal Bill. So I could do a couple impressions of Fire Marshal Bill and all that jazz. I like doing that.
Yeah, the Marvel versus DC set is really killer, especially.
For sure.
Insert Julie Bill.
That's the one. The Marvel versus DC has the. Don't they have special holograms in it? No, they're Mirage cards in there, isn't there?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. There's some cool inserts, is all I know in there.
There was a cool 95 metal Batman set at the same time of.
Yes. Yes.
Some of the cards are nice.
Yeah, and that was based upon that Batman Forever movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Batman Forever.
Yep. With the Riddler and Two-Face and all that. So.
Marvelous Cards has a plan to pump. Everyone reading this, let's just go buy all the Marvel versus DC stuff, and then we'll relist it.
You want Fire Marshal Bill on the next roundtable? You got it. Oh.
Instead of Elmo for letter of the day, do Fire Marshal Bill.
We got to be careful because whenever you ask for Fire Marshal Bill, you're asking for fire, so that's not good.
Well, speaking of fire, you're going to open up some packs tonight, huh?
Yeah, right now.
Word, perfect timing.
Doing it right now. Okay. All right, guys. This is what we're doing here. This is 1989 Nintendo game packs. There are some scratch-off cards in here. My buddy, shout out to Pancake Analytics, Tom. He actually he has some kids that love the Nintendo princesses and Nintendo. His boy loves Nintendo as well, so his boy loves these Nintendo cards. I actually have some stuff coming to my channel later down the road that can in the packs. It's like an album. I can't remember what its year it's from, but I just picked it up just recently. And it they have some really cool like cracked ice type variants, but it's cool because they're like 3D cracked ice. It's the most amazing thing I've seen. And when I do show them, I'm gonna have some come in the mail pretty soon too, so I'll show them as singles. But if they made Marvel cards with that type of design, that would be killer. But let's just get into these little wax packs that I have and go from there. So we got Zelda on one of them. We got Daisy on another. Or no, this is Princess Peach. Sorry. This is Princess Peach, right? And then we got Mario. So let's save Mario for the last, and let's start with Princess Peach.
Hey, Josh, Marvelous Card says you need to have him on sometime. He has a personal collection of Mario and Nintendo cards.
Dude!
You know, with Super Mario blowing up the box office right now, it's a great time for you guys to hang out and chat about it.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch some video grading stuff? Like video games when they're graded?
Have I?
Yeah.
The only ones that I saw, I think Tom has shown a few.
Okay.
But
because
I haven't watched reveals though.
There's like a $1 million game, like if it's like a 9.8 from Wada, the company that they went like for.
Oh, the video games. Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah. CGC just recently started accepting submissions to begin grading games.
And
then you know what's interesting too? Aoki has started his own grading service that specializes in music. So now you're going to have the ability to get cassettes, vinyl records, and CDs graded. So if that platform becomes successful for him, that's going to carry over into CGC. So there's no reason for, in one submission, you could send your comics, your cards, and if you're just like a lover of vinyl records, an old Pearl Jam or Metallica vinyl or Kiss or, Zeppelin, and get it all graded. The only catch with it is most of the time it has to remain sealed for them to grade it and encapsulate it.
Yeah. They grade like the seal and the label, like with the serial code when you buy it from the store. They grade like, I don't know how they look at it, but yeah.
And it's crazy. Like over on my channel, me and my buddy Zach, we've done a few videos where we've gotten VHS tapes graded. And the first time we did it, like he got so much pushback from it because people said that the thought of getting a videotape graded was just stupid. Like this video is stupid. No one should ever do this. You're all like fools, whatever. Well, then it was a copy of Empire Strikes Back that graded at 8.5. He put it on eBay for $1,000 and it sold within an hour.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry about that. My laptop was going to die and my kid had my charger, so I had to run in his room real quick. So, sorry. So, stacking 9mm, which is Marvelous Cards. I don't know how. I think he's stacking 9mm on Instagram. But if he wants to come in and talk about these cards, that's fine. I don't know too much about them, but I just talked to Tom a little bit about it. So, but if you want to send him a link, that's fine. If he wants to jump on. If not tonight, I'll definitely have you on.
I'll get on it for you.
Okay, here we go. So these are scratch off cards. Don't know too much about them, but I don't want to scratch them off without talking to somebody about it. I'd rather keep it not scratched.
So what happens if you scratch it off? Do you win anything?
Well, let me see if the back explains it. First, find the arrow area left side of the card and advance to area 2, right side of the card. Find 3 dig doggers and you lose. You must uncover 1 arrow and 3 sword strikes to win. Collect all 60 scratch off game cards is what it says. So definitely not going to scratch them off. But we got Zelda, Legend of Zelda. Got Double Dragon. Remember that game? Super Mario Brothers 2. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we got 3 scratch off cards, and I believe there's 2 stickers in each pack. So we got Piranha Flower, Blooper, Spiny, and Fire Flower. Oh, this is a cool one. Hit me with your best score, Mario. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, nice.
We got the Zelda pack here.
All right, the link has been sent to Ken.
Yeah, he said let's plan on soon, so that's fine.
Okay.
He's not quite set up yet.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. All right, here we got Super Mario Bros. The Cannonball, Double Dragon again. Sorry for the blurriness. Got Super Mario 2. That's cool. And these are again from 1989, guys. Well, I've seen that one online.
Yeah, Punch Out.
Yeah.
I remember your friend Sin City. He has something in his on his wall. It's like a Punch Out.
Yeah. I remember seeing that.
It's autograph. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if
Mike Tyson.
That was
maybe?
Muhammad Ali. I have no clue.
No, not Muhammad Ali. It's probably Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike Tyson. I bet it is. That's what I mean. Mike
that.
Tyson's Punch Out, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
This is actually the first fight of the Punch Out game. This one.
Ooh, this is cool. Link. What's really funny is they called Zelda Link, right? Is Zelda's a girl?
Zelda is the princess Zelda.
Yes.
And Link
is the correct.
It's him. It's like
I remember something similar to that. Thanks for explaining that. But Link, my son goes by Link, Link, because his name is Lincoln, like Lincoln Park, right?
Yeah.
So his name is spelled that way. What?
Was that intentional? Did you name your son after Lincoln Park?
We actually did, yeah.
That's pretty freaking awesome, dude. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a huge Lincoln Park fan.
Well, here's the deal: is my wife loved that band out
Really?
of the grunge music that she listened to, and that was one of the only ones she'd listened to was Linkin Park, and she had some stories behind it and all that stuff, reasons behind it. But when she said that, I was just like, "Oh yeah, for sure." So can I say something about these packs?
Yeah.
I think someone already opened these wax packs.
Why?
Why do I say that? There's no gum.
They open easily or what? Okay. Yeah.
There's no gum. Right? Don't these packs come with gum? Or do they not?
I'm not an expert on that, man.
Yeah, I don't either. If they didn't come with gum, then great. These haven't been opened, but all right, there's the punch out guy. Here we go. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the.
I remember how ugly he was. That's hilarious.
All right. In the comments, people are saying that they don't come with gum, so you should be good.
Oh, okay, cool. Super Mario Bros. No, they don't. Okay, good to know. Thanks, guys. Another Double Dragon. Is that a duplicate? I think it is.
So
No. It's not a duplicate. Okay. All right, one more scratch off card and then 2 more stickers. Hey, look at that. The card that I just got, a graded 9. Here we go. So do I grade this to see if we get a 10?
you could
Yeah.
pack fresh.
Is it a newly graded or it's a old serial number or not? It's pretty new. Okay.
Pretty new. So I think I'm gonna try to grade that. That'd be cool. Then we can refer back to this this video where I open these.
Mario Madness, baby.
That is awesome. That is cool. That's nostalgic for me just because of my name, that's for sure. And then we got this one. This is cool because it's got the old school Nintendo logo right there.
Yeah.
And that's from Punch Out.
I played that game a lot when I was young.
Oh, yeah. I remember playing myself. That is for sure. Well, cool, man. I enjoyed that kind of. I mean, that was kind of quick, but I enjoyed that a lot, like as far as opening those. I've had these packs for over 6 months, to be honest.
Oh,
I didn't just pick these up. My buddy Tom, Pancake Analytics, he's the one that got me on this as far as collecting some of these Mario cards, just because the fact that it's just nostalgic for me because I grew up and I had one of the first Nintendos back in 1987 and all that. So pretty sick.
So this is a rookie set of cards for Mario and Link.
These cards are?
Yeah.
I thought there was an so in Mario in Nintendo, yes, but in arcade, that brings up another good point about Donkey Kong, right?
Okay.
Because Super Mario or Mario, he actually was called Jumpman. And that was in 1985.
Okay.
And similar to Donkey Kong, I think Donkey Kong was either 83 or the same year 85. I can't remember for sure, but I know it was 1985 or older was where that Donkey Kong came from. So it's quite interesting after just kind of just seeing the new movie come out with Jack Black and Chris Pratt and all that stuff. it's it started some hype behind Mario, or Mario Brothers in general. And but for me, it's always been nostalgic for me. So it's always been something I'm interested in, for sure.
Well, that maybe started a lot of hype for Mario Brothers and everything. If you look at sales data for its blip #1, like first appearance of like Mario and stuff like that, that comic's selling for record numbers now because of that movie.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Like, let me just. This is what I was gonna do. Sorry, forgot to. When I jumped out on accident, I was bringing something up. So let me just bring this up real quick. Right here. So just like you said, there we go. Okay, so yeah, like there was a record of specifically, where did it go here? Move to new window. Okay. All right, can you see that okay? So yeah, Super Mario Brothers, now the biggest game movie ever, reaches 500 million at the global box offices in 1 week. I mean, that right there is just saying how nostalgic it is, right?
Right.
Because you got so many people liking it.
Right, and we've already had, what, 2 Sonic movies now?
Yeah.
And Sonic's another huge video game franchise by itself. So for that one movie to smash all of, like, I think that's collectively both 1 and 2's movies numbers. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, and what's crazy is someone asked me today. They asked me about what I thought of. Go ahead.
Oh, JR put a comment and said, better yet, why don't we have a couple of venues that we gather up and have our own trade night? It's like we're kind of working on having a.
We are working on that, bud. What I was gonna say is, so I wanted to bring up Wreck-It Ralph, for instance, right?
Okay.
So Wreck-It Ralph, we all like. You're familiar with it. Are you familiar with it, Phil? Wreck-It Ralph?
No, I don't know that.
So Wreck-It Ralph was a video. It was a video game type movie. So it was supposed to bring a little bit of the old school Hubert, old school stuff like Mario Kart, but they didn't use Mario and specific characters. And my only thought behind it was Pixar, and it was from Disney, and this whole Super Mario Brothers, who owns it? Is it Sony? Universal Studios? Who owns Mario? Do we know? Who was it put out of? It wasn't put out by Disney. Disney doesn't own Mario rights.
I'm looking.
Universal Pictures, Illumination. That's who it is. Okay? That's what it says right here. Universal Pictures, Illumination, right? So that's who owns it. So, but they wanted to, Disney wanted to put out a video game movie, but they couldn't use, I believe they couldn't use Mario for it. So they actually created something like that would look like it, and that was the Wreck-It Ralph type movie. And that was the video game movie that came out. So someone asked me, what do you think about Wreck-It Ralph versus this one? I'm like, well, there's no comparison. That's what I said. And the reason there's no comparison is because this is what we grew up in the 80s, in playing video games, those who played video games. There's no comparison to this nostalgic than just like briefly talking about video games and Wreck-It Ralph. What are your thoughts on that, Valor?
See, it's interesting, but I don't know enough of the franchises to really hold a conversation about it. Like, I'm a casual fan, where if it's on, I'll watch it. I can't tell you anything about it specifically.
I just mean video games in general. Like, did you play video games?
Yeah, like I was a PlayStation kid. I mean, I was born in '90s, so like
Okay.
I had a Super Nintendo, but
Okay.
it was still like early on in my childhood. Versus PlayStation, we started talking about like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and stuff like that. Got you on that one, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, I played like Super Mario Brothers 3, and it was cool. It was playing Mario, but it didn't resonate with me like, say, a fighting game on PlayStation does.
Okay. So what you were saying is you want to see a movie with Marvel, Capcom, and Street Fighter.
Or really just like the Mortal Kombat movie that came out 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Like I'm cool.
Yeah, my kids like that too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But like I'm a huge Mortal Kombat person anyway. When the next game comes out, I'll probably take 4 or 5 days off of work just to play online. So I'm very competitive with it, very good. So I'll play online and play tournaments.
well, let's change it up. Go back to Marvel here real quick.
Have you guys gotten to see clips of the like Mario Brothers theme park that's been built?
I have not, but I've heard about it.
It's wicked. Like you can Google YouTube videos where people are walking around the park since it's been open, and just all the effort they put into the production and quality of that theme park. It's on par with going to Universal Studios. Like if you're a Nintendo fan, like it's a dream come true.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just try to go back.
Did you play a lot of Sega Genesis when you were younger? Mortal Kombat? I play Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Sparingly. Like I never had a Sega or anything like that. Like my friends had it, but I just had PlayStation.
Okay, yeah, PlayStation was after with the N64. Yeah.
Right. If I had it, I would have, but I had to work with what I had.
I play a lot of Mario when I was young. Mario 1, 2, 3, N64 was, I think, my favorite one. My favorite Mario is from N64. Yeah.
Right. It's like, you know, Zelda. Zelda has a huge, massive fan base. I've never been a Zelda fan.
They should do a movie like that from Zelda.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Zelda would be fun. Like it'd be cool for them to dive into that universe, especially with how they make movies now.
Well, I think they could easily go into different parts of this right now from the Mario Brothers, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel.
We're about to talk about the Marvels.
Yeah, just briefly, I guess I see what chat has to say too. But with the Marvels movie, that trailer just came out recently. Just wanted to see what your take on it was. I know you had some comments in our chat, that we have going on. But what's your overall thought of the Marvels coming?
I'm not gonna watch that movie. I'll just be honest. Like even if it comes on Disney Plus, the likelihood of me watching that movie completely probably not gonna happen. Like I haven't seen all of Black Panther 2. I haven't seen Ant-Man. I'm not a Captain Marvel fan. I'm not a Kamala fan. It's just not my thing. Now, if they want to bring Ronan back and make him like the primary villain, cool. Going back to villains being the best part of the story, love Ronan. But that movie just ain't for me.
So, I'll be the other side.
Go for it.
And when I say other side, I'm not saying that your side is a side. It's just more me myself. I love Marvel in general, so I'll watch really anything Marvel comes out. I'm not a huge fan of the Marvels either, just to be honest. I like the Captain Marvel part of it, but to throw the Monica Rambeau in this and all that stuff, I'm just trying to get interested into it.
Right.
I know it'll all flow together with I'm more excited about Secret Invasion and Secret Wars and all that stuff, because that just brings in a lot of different comics to be able to just use in some of the ones that I like, especially mutants and all that stuff. So
let me ask you this on that same take. Whenever they announced Eternals, whenever they had Eternals trailer dropped, were you excited for that movie?
Which movie was that?
The Eternals.
No.
Okay, so that's about how I am with the Marvels. The Marvels and the Eternals are about the same damn thing to me.
But I do like bits and pieces of it because it brings in people like I feel it's linked a little bit to some of the Fantastic Four. I feel just the the galaxy type people like you know Silver Surfer or Galactus or stuff like that, because there was like, wasn't there Pip the Troll in there? Pip the Troll was in it. The very end of the Eternals, there was a little blip of Pip the Troll. I don't know if you caught that.
If I had seen the movie, I could probably answer that.
Okay.
For you. but I know Blade shows up in the end credit scenes. Like, what I do is I read. Like, whenever a movie comes out, I may not see it, but the day it comes out and I can read the plot and read everything that happens, read the end credits, I'll read it. So that way I can have the knowledge of what happens, and from there I don't have to go make plans, get babysitters, and go out and waste time and money.
Yeah, for sure. Well, all in all, in general, the thing that I feel is the greatest importance to it is having everything have a backstory. So when you do see it all come together, it can make a little bit more sense sometimes, right? Because I know with my wife, she'll be watching, some of these MCU movies, and she's like, "Well, who's that?" I'm like, "Well, that was in this movie." Right. And she's all like, "Well, I don't know that," and she's way lost, and so that's the only reason I kind of keep up on it myself, is so I can just get the big picture.
Right. Well, like, my favorite Marvel movie is Age of Ultron, because if you go back and look at it now, that one movie sets up 6 different movies just within that one. So if you had that base of framework and you continue that, you could do so much more with your stories and your plots. Like, it doesn't have to have an origin story. You don't have to dedicate 30 minutes or even 50 minutes. You can spend 30 seconds of dialogue and it'd be a whole another thing.
Correct.
Like, it was one of the movies where they were saying there's like underwater earthquakes in Wakanda, which is a reference to Atlantis and Namor. You just make those little suggestions and it creates an overall picture.
Yeah. And, Marvelous says this right here. And it's a good point. Disney people are disconnected from the fan base. I always want the best for Marvel, but it's a shame. So I want to kind of break on that just a bit. As far as Disney goes, Disney does stuff to make moves for themselves, right?
Yeah.
So releasing the Marvels, what will that do to the woman fan base? I'm just saying, little girls that are seeing these superpowers come out of these girl, these women superheroes. What is that possibly going to do? That's going to be possibly bringing in those girls, right? The younger crowds of maybe possibly the female gender is how I look at it. So Marvel tends to try to do that in the fact that they try to bring in different age groups, at different times. And I feel this is the only move they're making on this, is to bring that in and to give a little bit of backstory, but at the same time, they want to make money, right? So their main focus is a little different. And
so with that logic, how do you explain twerking She-Hulk?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a misfire.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta have that, because then some of their other stuff looks good.
I mean, I like She-Hulk. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I really enjoyed watching that series with my wife. I mean, you had Daredevil in it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Too, so
I thought it was fun too. So
right,
for sure. Yeah. Real talk here, that's for sure. Hey Phil, you have not said much.
Yeah, I watch some MCU movie, but not like you. My favorite are like the first Iron Man, the couple of Deadpool movies, Endgames. I didn't
So when you
watch
say a couple of Deadpool movies, there was only 2 so far.
Yeah,
so there's a
two.
third.
Yeah, the third one, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Okay. Hey, that's all I care about too, is the Deadpool, the X-Men. So
I wish they do like a real series, like a Game of Thrones, like that, with a lot of season, but with the X-Men, like that will be like crazy. But they don't do that.
Disney would possibly miscalculate and not do that well if they did that. So, but I wish they would have an X-Men Game of Thrones.
I would like to see
be down with that.
I would like to see like all the squad, all the like Bishop, all the X-Men, the villain, Mr. Sinister, Juggernaut. They missed him in the Deadpool movie. Like he's yellow. Like no.
Yeah. Did you? So let me ask you this: did you like the very first Juggernaut in the X-Men movies?
For the time,
which one it was.
With Magneto in it. For the time, it was good, but like they have to do a better one now. Another one.
Did you like the Deadpool one or no?
He was yellow. That's why I didn't like him.
Okay.
I'm very picky, so.
We'll see if they help you out later. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm way excited about the Deadpool 3 myself. I'm not sure how you feel about it there, Valor, but I'm way excited just because of the fact that it was funny because I had this conversation way early on in, I believe, 2021. I was talking to Tom, Pancake Analytics, and I said, are they going to bring Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine? And what his comment is, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's what he said. And that was before anything ever came out. And just to give you a backstory on Tom, Pancake Analytics, he's gone to a lot of Comic Cons. He's part of groups that kind of run around with some of the actors and actresses in Hollywood and all that stuff. So it's kind of cool to have a friendship with Tom, because every once in a while I'll ask him a question and he'll give me an honest answer of what he has heard from close friends of his. And it was cool that he said, hey, he's going to come back. So I was way excited. So it's not like I was doing moves because of that. I just loved Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And so I picked up some autos and all that stuff, and it helped me pick up other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just, what do you think about the Deadpool 3 movie there, Valor?
Man, I'm excited as anyone for it, Like, despite me saying I don't care about this movie or this movie, I'm still a fan,
Yeah.
I'm just more selective with what I dedicate my free time to viewing. But the Deadpool 3, I'll probably be there like the night it comes out.
Cool. That's what I like to hear.
Going to be rated R. You're going to pretty much have all the stuff you want to see. F-bombs, like blood, knife fights, gunfights, everything you want from Deadpool, everything you wanted to see from Wolverine. It's going to be like fulfilling just to see all that play out on screen,
What is Derpa Derpa Do saying?
That going to be getting a lot of Wolverine variants in the new movie, so probably see all of the costumes, which that'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be sick. I mean, the Wolverine movie that we saw with Mariko, was it Mariko? Who is that one Asian girl in
the Wolverine, the one where
it was the Wolverine where the Asian guy that he helped and stuff in World War, the early World War.
Yeah,
what was that?
He has to go fight Silver Samurai.
Yeah. What was that one?
The Wolverine.
Okay. So in that, at the very, very end, I don't know if it was a deleted scene or if it was just the very, very end credits or whatever. It showed him open up a case and it had his old school like black and yellow suit in the suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that they're going to use that in this new Deadpool movie. It'd be sick. Pretty awesome.
Right. Like I think everybody just wanted to see that classic suit on Hugh Jackman.
But I'm with Derp. I want to see all of them because I want to see the X-Force one that's like black and gray. That's secretly one of my favorite because it's like a sick one. I love it.
Oh, it's fun.
I love it. So, what were they saying about Kang?
Well, Kang is such a massive character. I'm sure.
Yeah, there was something before that. They were going to bring Loki in Loki or something.
Yeah, Loki and Kang will tie.
Yeah, they will. They will. Kang is a massive character. I wish they made him and portrayed him a little different in Ant-Man, but at the same time, at least we saw him in it for sure. There's a couple people that have talked about X-23 and who should play X-23. I don't know her name, but the one that played X-23 in Logan.
Yeah.
They're going to use her again, aren't they? Like that's the rumor, but I hope that is the true rumor that they're going to do. Because
I did too. She nailed the role perfectly. At this point, she's aged.
She's like the perfect age now, right? Because in Logan, she was a little younger, but I think it was cool seeing that part of it because you could see her kind of grow,
Right.
And I liked that part of it. So I know we're buddies with Retroverse Jake McManus. He's a big fan of X-23 and he wants that actress to play X-23 as well. I mean, I'd love to see that. What I don't want to see is I don't want them to pick the wrong actor to play Wolverine, like the younger version Wolverine, So we know we're going to see a younger version of Wolverine sometime. Daphne Keane, yeah. Definitely. That's her. Thanks, Dirk.
Yeah, I hope we get X-23.
Laura, that would be sick. That would be sick to get her. That'd be awesome. No.
Be real. See, the next wave is pushing women superheroes. Established.
The one thing that I will say about people I'd like to see is the X-Men. I mean, I think we should see Psylocke more if the X-Men do come to play in the next few years. But I'd love to see classic suit Spider-Woman get her own movie. I think that's cool. Like I'm kind of biased because I want to see it, right? But it'd be interesting to see that type of movie because you're seeing a woman's girl Spider-Woman. I think we're going to see more of the Silk side, right? Yeah. The newer Spider-Woman stuff.
I was going to say it'd be easy to just throw her into Silk and have her as like a secondary character.
For sure. But it'll be fun to see.
You prefer the red Spider-Woman or the blue one? The red one or the blue one you prefer the most?
I like the yellow and red suit Spider-Woman.
Oh, the red one. Okay.
Yeah, so the classic suit is what they call it with the white eyes and all that.
I'm gonna go grab my charger because I'm gonna die.
Oh, you're gonna die?
Yeah.
That's fine. We probably will wrap up soon anyway. But hey, Valor, just quick question about just in general with your I guess main focus. Is it kind of on a hold right now? You're just kind of in between stuff right now, just trying to figure stuff out.
Do you mean with Marvel cards?
Just in general collecting, because it seems like you're interested in Pokemon, but I don't know if you're loving it. I just wanted to find out what you're feeling about it right now.
I probably right now I probably put more thought throughout the day into Pokemon, but of course I look at Marvel cards and comics daily.
Yeah.
I'm more selective with what I pick up to PC and kind of focus more on what has a resale or flip potential, just to be able to make small macro transactions, to be able to stack. That way, at the end of the month, I do have an income coming in.
Yeah.
Other parts of the hobby.
For sure.
I mean, I've got plenty of eBay searches still going every day for both Marvel cards and comics. I don't have any safe searches for Pokemon cards yet. It hasn't got that serious.
Yeah.
Like the Marvel cards, like I finally got done building out the Rittenhouse Gold Foil set. That was a nightmare. Don't wish anybody to start that set. It's ridiculous. Don't do it. And then I'm slowly piecing together my 96 Marvel Masterpiece set. I feel like if I'm going to build a complete set thing, it needs to be 96. So I've just been slowly getting every other week to build it over time. I don't have to go rush out and buy it all at once. Those cards are readily available. You have a few that are kind of harder to find than others, but they're out there.
Are you let me ask you this, are you picking up any of the Scarlet Pokemon stuff?
I opened a few packs of Scarlet and Violet.
Okay.
The set's so new that I don't know what I'm looking at. And that's
yeah, for sure.
Like there's so many sets of Pokemon cards. It's a steep learning curve to know what you're looking at, especially starting learning into like what V cards and V Maxes and everything like that.
Yeah, our buddy Alonzo Collectibles, I'd love to see if we can do a Pokemon night and see if he wants to join and just kind of get his input on stuff. But
Lewis isn't going to be down for a Pokemon night.
If not him, I'll get my boy Swami because he will be. So,
I mean, I'm down for whatever. I've got ETB that I keep looking at right now that I want to open, but I'm going to wait for whenever we do it on camera.
Well, definitely. We can do it together. I can do the Pokemon Go, and you can do that other one. We'll do it.
I'm going to put this up. What's wrong with 96 Masterpieces? It's like one of the best Marvel card sets there is.
So I have all of the Wolverine variants, and that's all I'm going to collect myself. So
you're not ever going to try to build out a base set of it?
No.
Why not?
I have slowly come to find out that once I get a set, I don't want it anymore.
Okay.
Is that weird to say? Like I build it and I built it, but then I don't want it anymore. And the only cards that I want most of the time are my Wolverine cards because I can't get rid of any of my Wolverine cards. It's just for some reason or another, my mind doesn't think that way to get rid of Wolverine. So,
right, and that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm not a set collector. Just to let everybody know, I will collect new sets like the base sets, and I'll just put them in a box, and that's where they're gonna go. Right.
Right.
But I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to collect massive, big, huge premier like card sets at all. Like Marvel Masterpieces, not going to do a master set, like all that stuff. I mean, when I say master set, I mean the full base set. Like I'm probably not going to collect that full base set. But annual and some of the smaller ones like anime, I see myself collecting the base set of those. But not the big premier sets. I'd rather go after the singles of Wolverine of those sets, those bigger sets, than go after every single card of the set, right?
And that makes more sense. It all comes down to how you want to collect. It's your collection. You got to come home to it every day. It's also your personal finances that you have to be responsible for. I mean, set building sucks.
But I'll just add this to be completely honest and transparent. If tomorrow I was going to get rid of any of my cards in general, it'd be every single one of my regular base sets, other than some nostalgic ones that I'm going to keep from 90s because that was when I was a kid. Like I'd never get rid of my 1994 Fleer Ultra set and it's a cheap set. But I would never get rid of mine because I built that from when I was a kid all the way up until I was an adult, card by card, right? So I'm not going to ever get rid of that. But every other set, I wouldn't miss selling every set. You know, so
Yeah.
I actually sold off all my 1990 MU. I had the whole set with holograms, and I sold it all off. And the only thing I have left are the holograms.
So if you had like somebody new coming in and they decided they wanted to be a character collector, because that's kind of one of the toxic things that comes from being in Facebook groups is you have people start honestly flexing, oh well, this is my character, this is who I collect, and if you're new to it, you want to be a part of that. So then you start looking into like, well, I like this character the most, so I'm going to character collect that, and it starts competing with it. If someone was new coming into Marvel cards specifically, would you try to tell that, like, give any words of advice to not character collecting?
This is what I would say with character collecting. I don't believe you have to be a master set collector,
Right?
like meaning that you have to collect every single card of that character to be a character collector. That's nonsense. If someone's trying to tell you that's the only way to collect, it's not. And so those people that, let's say, pick a character, a specific character only, like, and collect every single card, that's great if that makes you happy and that is an accomplishment that you want to reach, right? But I would have to say that everybody out there collects the way that they want to collect.
Right.
And if I don't like the art of some Wolverine cards, and which I don't, I probably don't pick that card up unless it really fell into my lap and I wasn't paying really much of anything to it. But I am not a character collector that needs every single card. And
Right.
I don't feel that's the right mentality to have to go into character collecting, is my personal opinion. I think you should just collect how you like to collect. And if you want to build something of a specific set and have a rainbow of it, go ahead. But if you want to just have a couple cards from each set, that's kind of what I focus on. And I have some banger cards myself that I really love and I won't get rid of because they're great cards that I've built up my collection to, right? I didn't just wake up one day and, get, $50,000 to $100,000 and be like, oh, I'm just going to collect every high, every single Wolverine that's like high tier. I mean,
Right.
I built my collection. I sold cards to what I have today, and it's a decent Wolverine collection, is what I would say, but it's not the biggest. I mean, my buddy Michael Salter has a bigger one than me, but it doesn't matter because
how many cards do you have?
I mean, I couldn't probably give you a number yet because I'm still organizing myself. I just bought a binder from can't remember what that top loader company that sells the top loader binders. I just bought a binder from there, and I'm gonna put every single one of my top loaded base Wolverines that I collect. I'm gonna put that in there, and I'm gonna count them all up, kind of categorize them, and see how many I got. Might do a video on it, but I don't have really a number. I would probably give you 300 plus.
Yeah, Derpadu, he has a binder. I saw him with his
Top
collection.
Deck. That's what it is. Yeah.
Spider-Man 2022. That's a big binder.
Yeah. Those binders are awesome.
Oh yeah, I like them.
So, Phil, what about, like, I know a lot of people would even feel the same way about getting cards graded. You have some people that like to collect the cards just as they are raw. They don't believe in getting their cards graded, much like many people don't believe in getting their comics graded.
Yeah.
It just kind of comes down to what your intent is regarding that item.
for the 90s stuff, because it got printed like a lot, I feel like getting like a PSA 10 or a Beckett 9.5 or CGC 10, it's like if it was numbered for me, like because it's in a pop report and there's not like a ton of it. So
Yeah, you're making a number on it by grading it.
yeah, but for the most modern stuff, like if it's hard number, I don't really care if it's not graded. But it, but for this set, it's just like for this. I'm not gonna do another set like that. It was just because it was my favorite set from my childhood. But,
right.
Yeah. But I like the card when it's in the slab. I think it looked nice. But yeah.
Yeah. It creates like a added level of presentation to it. I like the way a graded card feels, you know, and when it's in that graded slab, it has the added weight.
They're all and then the back here, it's all there.
You'll have to send me a picture of it later so I can share on Instagram.
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
So if I were to just add to any of that grading stuff, the thing that I would say is I love a lot of my cards graded with Wolverine. I'm not going to grade every single Wolverine card I have, but I will grade all my numbered stuff and all my rarer stuff at some point. But I'm not in a big rush. I'll grade every once in a while some with others that I send in of Spider-Mans and all that stuff that I'll probably resell down the line. Because if in this hobby, if you're really not selling, unless you have an endless amount of money and income, if you're not picking up and selling to gain your collection or go further with your collection, I feel you're just not doing it right. People sometimes talk about how, oh, I can't pick that up. I can't pick up that big banger card. Yeah, you can. You pick up one little card, you sell that, you grade it, you sell it, and then you pick up another one, and then you sell that. And yeah, you can ultimately take nothing and make something out of it. I've seen 12-year-olds do it.
Right.
So,
and that's a crazy thing about card shows. You'll see 12 to 15-year-olds come up and hustle. Like they'll come up with like a handful of cards and ask if you want to trade or ask if you're buying, and they'll start making moves on you that like grown men can't even think about doing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And,
yeah, it's funny. I was at some. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we might have covered this once, or I just heard about someone else talk about. But when it comes to a card hobby, the potential to create entrepreneurship with a younger generation, it's so easily available because you can start saying like, okay, well, this is you. Like, say we're all on like social media, like Instagram. We have our YouTube channels and everything like that. Well, you can take that now. You can create a brand. So now you can go market your own individual brand. Expand your network, create a network, and start trading, buy, sell, communicating. Like we've all kind of helped each other in some way get a card that someone's looking for that you can't find on eBay, right? Same thing across all platforms. Build your network, and then you start flipping. And like you can have a 12-year-old kid come up like, "Hey, would you do 20 for this?" You're like, "Nah, probably at 30." And they're like, "Well, it sells for 25." You know. And the next thing you know, you're getting called out about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I was just gonna say I've met a couple of these kids at the shows, the Culture Collision in Atlanta and the Dallas Card Show. And some of these kids are like, they'll come up and stuff like, so what do you want for that Spider-Man? I'm like, well, this is what I want. It's like, well, it's let me look. Can I look at it? Like, can I take it out of the case? Like they're all there. I was like, sure, go ahead. And they're looking, it's got something down in that corner. I don't know if I'd pay that. I might go this, and they're hustling. Like it's hilarious how cool they are, and so props to them, dude. So awesome.
Are you going to buy any other sealed box of something, Joshua? Or
Like newer stuff coming out?
I saw you opened it like some Fleer Avenger, and I think the last thing was 2020 Marvel Metal, I think.
Yeah, I opened. We just opened on Marvel Roundtable. I opened the annual box.
Okay, annual
Marvel
box.
Annual. I have promised my viewers at least. Oh, what is he saying?
When the kid bust out the jeweler's loop.
Yeah, for sure. I've promised my viewers that I'm gonna buy a couple boxes every set that comes out. I want to buy a couple boxes and do breaks with the Marvel Roundtable as well as on my channel as well. So that's what I want to do to kind of facilitate viewers and be able to coordinate with collectors and all that stuff. That even though I'm a Wolverine character collector, I want to open some of these boxes because I like the experience and I like how fun it is and see these cards. And who doesn't like buying a box and getting a huge hit? Because the odds of you getting one are a lot lower because of, sometimes with the box counts and all that stuff, but there's still a chance. So it's just cool to sometimes pull stuff. So that's what I definitely are going to keep on doing. So I have like the Allegiance set pre-ordered. I have Marvel Beginnings coming. I have the Marvel Anime. I have all the stuff coming that have been on pre-order. So when Marvel Masterpieces come on pre-order, I will do that as well. So.
Do you know how much it cost for me when the Spider-Man came out? A box?
I can only imagine it's probably $700.
More than that.
Oh, jeez.
If I want to buy one on ePack, maybe it's like 800 for me with the exchange and everything. So I cannot do that. And to hit like a pink of Alistair Smith, I will.
I
don't know.
So did it? So let me ask you this: Did it help? Did it help you that one time where I was doing a box break of Spider-Man Metal or X-Men Metal that one time? Did that help doing that? Like having breaks like that? Does that help you?
Yeah, you buy a pack and you get the chance to hit the hit of the box, but for sure I would prefer to like buy a box and open it. But it's too expensive from where I am. It's not good for me. Yeah, it's 25% every time more for me than like for you.
Right. And everyone has a different financial lifestyle than the next person too.
Right.
So like if I could afford to get a few boxes and open, I'd love to, but it's going to depend on the pre-order price. Some of my Masterpiece is probably going to be a $500 box just for pre-order.
But it's because of our money. It's so cheap compared to your money. So for me, if I want to, it's my dollar worth 75 cents in the US. So it's I have to pay more than like you. For example, if I want to buy a box, you pay $500. I pay, I don't know, 700 for it. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing for Australia and us. It's the same, pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the next set that's coming out, I think, is Marvel Beginnings. That's specifically the next set I think that is going to be coming out. We still have Marvel Allure that hasn't came out. What do you think of Marvel Allure there? Because you're big into hockey. You know about Marvel Allure, right?
I saw that, yeah, but I don't know how the cards look like.
So the Marvel Allure is going to be chrome, just like the Allure set with hockey. It is going to be a movie product, so it's not going to be comic. It's going to be actually based upon the MCU movies
It'll be like the Black Diamond set, correct?
Yeah, you're gonna have autos and all that stuff, and different die cuts and like film cells and all that, right? But it is a chrome set, which is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because it's only the second chrome set that Marvel has ever done. Then the very first set was 2015 vibranium, and I won't go too much in vibranium. Some people get a little weird with that, but let's just say that how many times does, let's say, sports guys or Star Wars people, they love that chrome stuff, and so I think Marvel Allure is just going to be off the charts.
Comparing it to a sports card, aren't prisms like Topps Prism cards considered the same thing when it comes to chrome?
I think so. Yeah, it's like the wrestling prism stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, you're correct. You're correct. But I believe Marvel Allure has like a mirror look, just like the vibranium does, where the card is actually, you can see yourself in an image of that card, right?
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think the Allure set is going to end up being close to what we've seen come from the MCU sets, like WandaVision and Winter Soldier?
Oh, it's gonna blow those sets out of the water.
I hope so. Those sets haven't been too.
This Marvel Allure is, I believe, gonna be what do you call that type of thing when something's the first?
Like a premiere,
a flagship. Maybe a flagship type set, just like Black Diamond was the very first Black Diamond. This is going to be the very first Allure set, and it's going to be chrome. Very first MCU set that's going to be chrome. It's going to be special. I feel that's my own opinion, though.
Yeah, I've got 2 boxes ordered, so I'll have some to open with you.
Cool. Yeah, I got a few coming. So
okay,
that's for sure.
Got it.
Man, I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're at 2 hours now. Unless anybody has other questions.
Yeah, and it's 1 a.m. for me. So.
Yeah, no, I want to let Phil go to bed too. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Phil.
It's fun. I don't talk a lot because I'm French and I understand everything, but I'm not as much comfortable as you guys. You speak English, but it is my thing. But I'm not. I think I'm not that bad. Or
you're not bad at all. You're good.
You're perfectly fine.
I feel you're awesome, dude. Appreciate you. So.
But yeah, man. If you want to do another time, for sure, man.
Yeah. No. Maybe we'll figure something out and we can get some Marvel product to you so you can open.
Yeah.
for cheaper than what you always have to go for. I don't know.
But I finished my set now, so maybe I'm gonna buy some box of the newer stuff and do it live with you or
dude. That anytime, man, anytime. So, well, where can people find you there, Phil?
On Instagram.
Instagram, yep, that's right. And you can see pretty much his full setup there and everything. And reach out to him if you have any questions. Like I said, he's a great collector in Canada. I know about 6 or 7 collectors, like big time collectors that I've had conversations with. And you're one of them. You're actually the very first Canadian collector I talked to. So
probably the only French one too. But I'm pretty sure.
Yes, because I mean, and that actually hits home with me because my mom's family is Berzé is what their name is, Berzé. And she's her background's French Canadian, from the Cardston, Alberta side and all that. So yeah, that's cool. And then Hey, Valor, I appreciate you joining tonight and being my co-host.
Yeah,
is what I would call it.
Yeah.
And just want to give you thanks to you and given time to do this. So,
Oh,
is there anything you want to say to end with?
Well, and I'm grateful you asked me to have him on. Got to meet Phil, hang out with you guys, had a good conversation. Just if anybody's out there trying to collect whatever the hell you want to collect, you're right your way, man.
That's right. And just to let you know, we're not the experts. Please don't take our word for what you guys should be doing in the hobby. We are just giving our opinions and the stuff that we love to collect. And that's all we'll end with. So, you guys have a good night. We'll see you guys.
See you guys.